Hi guys, it's Marcy over at the OC Zoo. So today I am joined by a reptile friend, and this snake here is a type of snake called a rosy boa. Now snakes, as well as lizards, alligators, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoises, all belong to a group of animals we call reptiles. And reptiles are animals that are covered with scales, just like this snake right here. Her whole body is covered with scales. And scales are made of the same thing that your hair and nails are made of, and that is called keratin. Now, I mentioned this is a rosy boa, and Rosy here is a boa constrictor that is native to California. And in fact, we have only two boa constrictors that are native to the entire United States. And that includes the rosy boa and also the rubber boa, which we also have here in California. Now the rosy boa here, this is an adult full-grown snake. You can see that she's not an incredibly large or long type of boa constrictor. You may have heard of or are familiar with other types of boa constrictors such as the anaconda, which is a very large type of boa constrictor. But Rosy here is a full-grown adult, and rosy boas are called that because they often have a rosy or salmon color to them on their bodies. Now you can see here that Rosy isn't really very rosy, and so they can vary in the pattern a little bit and the coloring that they have. So there are rosy boas that will look a little bit different than what you see this one looking like. Now rosy boas are known to be very calm, docile snakes. They are very shy and they mostly like to burrow. So even though they are common here in Orange County, you probably won't see one, or your chances are going to be kind of low, just simply because they're very shy, secretive snakes. And they do tend to have a very good temperament. However, I would not encourage anyone to pick up a wild snake, of course. You always want to be very careful with the wildlife you see while you're out hiking. Now, something kind of cool you might see Rosy doing here is she is sticking out her tongue. Let's see if she's going to do that for us. So when snakes are sticking their tongue out, as she just kind of did for us right there, they are actually collecting particles out of the environment. So when she sticks her tongue out, she's getting a bunch of little particles on her tongue, and she's bringing that tongue right back inside of her mouth, and it hits an organ at the roof of her mouth. And that organ is called a vomeral nasal organ or a Jacobson's organ. And that helps transmit information to the brain. So that can tell her all kinds of things like, hey, that's a small mouse that I could eat, or, oh, that's a human and they're much too large for me. So there you can see her going ahead and sticking her tongue in and out. She's just checking out her environment. Now, something cool about most reptiles is that they continue to grow throughout their life. So they may slow down as they get older, but they do continue to grow their whole life. Now, they do need to shed their skin every time they grow, and then a nice new skin is underneath. So I will show you what an old skin, or what we call a shed, looks like. So you can see this definitely has a very thin, and you can even hear like a papery sound to it. So this is what an old shed or old skin would look like from the animal. And then they have a nice new shiny one right underneath after they shed. Well, Rosy and I are going to go back out to the zoo, and we hope that you guys are having a great day.